Oh boy, lots of people aren't surprised by this announcement coming from Greenland.
Reporting live. French troops have arrived in Greenland and are disembarking with hands locked behind their heads. Officials say this is the unit's standard readiness posture, ready to surrender when the time comes.
As of course, Davos is going on in Europe right now, and there's some very interesting discussions happening right now. Not just about Greenland, even though that's kind of dominating the news. If you go to all the news programs, they're all talking about Trump and Greenland. But in reality, I think the bigger conversations that are at play right now are about globalization and artificial intelligence, as we have Yuval Harari, the globalist kingpin himself, declaring that AI will get rid of religion? Huh? What did he mean? Here we're going to be playing that clip, as of course Klaus Schwab is salivating over, quote, artificial intelligence that will completely change our lives. Who runs the AI? Who's going to be steering it, directing it? Where is this all going to be going? In what particular direction? Well, I think we know where, and it's a place where a lot of the elites live like gods, while we are going to be patrolled by robot drone police officers that will criminalize thought crime and any forms of freedom. Yeah, that's the plan. That's the blueprint. They're just kind of saying it out loud. We're going to be talking about it all here on this brand new channel that's doing incredibly well. If you appreciate that, subscribe. We definitely appreciate all of the new people that are here on this channel, as the World Economic Forum literally is bragging about how, yeah, we infiltrate cabinets. Yeah, we pretty much implement our agenda, and there's not much that you could do about it. As of course, we have this clip here that talks about the penetration of the cabinets from a lot of the globalist puppets out there. As did I mention that Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau are at Davos right now? A lot of them are being confronted, especially about their criminal actions during the coup years that resulted in a tremendous amount of human harm and one of the largest transfers of wealth in recorded human history. Here's a video of just who the World Economic Forum really is.
Are actually young global leaders of the World Economic Forum. We penetrate the cabinets.
The change is not just happening. The change can be shaped by us. We have to prepare for a more angry world. How to prepare? Take the necessary action to create a fairer world. I see the need for a great reset.
What does fairer mean? How did that translate with the World Economic Forum teaming up with the Rothschilds and the Pope to re-envision capitalism? What does it mean to be fair? Well, it's openly racistly discriminating against people. It's pushing agendas, taxations, regulations that destroy the middle class, any type of economic and entrepreneurial situation. And this is why a lot of the elites are salivating over AI, because they could implement their agenda with computing power that they're fully on board with and investing in.
The people assume we are just going back to the good old world which we had, and everything will be normal again. This is, let's say, fiction. It will not happen.
There is only one way this pandemic is going to go.
Yeah, listen, there's some violence that I didn't want to show here on this particular broadcast, as all the puppets are out, along with the celebritards, as of course Donald Trump just landed in Switzerland, as we have top White House officials now finalizing the final plans to buy Greenland for allegedly $700 billion cash outright to Greenland and Denmark, which would allow $100,000 lump sum payments to each of its 57,000 residents, totaling $706 billion. Now, Emmanuel Macron, who probably got beat up by his tough older man-woman lady wearing glasses here, hit back against Trump essentially warned that Trump is a bully, that he's acting without rules, not following international laws. He literally arrests his political opponents in his countries. He's pretty much describing Trump as a bully here, as Trump has come out and now has declared that he has saved NATO from the ashes heap of history. Now, Trump is trying to get NATO to be more self-reliant and more independent. He's still financing the war in Ukraine, by the way. The recent NDAA purchase has done that. Now, the conversation over Greenland is a little bit more nuanced than a lot of people believe it to be. I mean, one, it's a major trade route. Two, a lot of natural resources there, lots of fresh water. A lot of people believe there's going to be lots of significant turmoil in the world over fresh water. But strategically for the United States, it's smart for anti-missile defense systems against China and Russia, but also good placement for offensive missile systems and capabilities against Russia and China. It also is allowing the United States to have control of a major waterway where Russia deploys most of its nuclear subs and naval equipment. Now, that is one of the reasons why it's smart. But the second reason is AI. Lots of billionaires already have a lot of plans of going there and building AI data centers. Why? Because you don't have to pay for cooling. It's cool there. It's cold. And they have a lot of thermal energy that they could take advantage of, especially with all the AI data centers that are eating up all the energy and rising energy prices here dramatically inside of the United States. I think it's more about the AI. I think Venezuela was about the AI. I'll tell you why, as of course, the AI is something that Palantir, Yuval Harari are all salivating along with Klaus Schwab. Why? I'll tell you in a little bit. Before I do, just really quickly, wanted to tell you about thebestpoliticalshirts.com, where you can get shirts like the one that I'm wearing right now. This says Epstein didn't blank himself. Great shirt. This shirt, by the way, got this t-shirt store taken down. It's back up. All available on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. It's a great way of finding like-minded people. Listen, a lot of people ask me, what do I invest in? Social currency. You become a good person. You talk to your neighbors. You talk to your family. You try to be there for each other. As, of course, social capital is some of the most important capital that you're going to be relying on to trade, to barter, if ish goes to hell. A lot of people are talking about how we're going back to serfdom. A lot of people are saying we're pretty much in serfdom already. And I think it's important to really understand here that your relationships, the ability to, of course, find like-minded people, not only is an added health benefit, as of course a lot of loners, a lot of people who don't have relationships with others have overall very poor health. Your social relationships are incredibly important. And that's why we created thebestpoliticalshirts.com in order to help you guys ease all of the kind of social wheels out there to be able to meet people, find like-minded people, and to become friends with them. I cannot recommend this enough. I wear these shirts. I wear this one. People are like, yo, absolutely, hell yeah, high five. And if they're cool, I'm like, I've been to the island. And then people are like, what? No way. Again, all these shirts available. Great conversations. And you could be like, hey, the guy who sold me the shirt literally went to the island. They're like, what? No way. A great way to start conversations. This one, just for $25. That's super cheap. These shirts are super, super cheap. And we are going to be, this one's for $30. This one's a pretty fun one. But we're going to be moving towards a limited edition type of shirt store soon, where a lot of these shirts that are available now will no longer be available. So make sure you take full advantage of that just by going to thebestpoliticalshirts.com. The link is down in the description below. Thank you for supporting this independent media broadcast. Now, we had Howard Lutnick essentially declare that globalization has failed. And there's even the BlackRock CEO talking about, all these green energy stuff, the windmills and solar panels are not going to help out the data centers. And it looks like the United States and the globalists are all out when it comes to building data centers, building AI, and building all these computing centers that are very vast. And we are in an AI arms race, specifically against China, that has been increasing its ability to have a bunch of nuclear reactors, a bunch of solar panels, and a bunch of energy production that they're using and utilizing in order to build up their kind of technocratic communistic space. As right now, the CEO of Palantir, Alex Karp, that has been granted a lot of government contracts in the in the Trump administration, has come out and said artificial intelligence will displace so many jobs that it will eliminate the need for mass immigration. It's like from a self-proclaimed progressive who brags about destroying the right in Europe. It's like, hey, you won't need immigration, as of course a lot of Western countries are implementing the Koch brothers plan, as they're seeing the economic numbers going down, and they're saying we need to import more people because economic growth is connected to population growth. Population growth is going down dramatically. Some people believe because of a potential already ongoing existing conspiracy implemented by the AI that's using systems to depopulate people, since it understands that people will no longer be utilized or needed in the future. And that's why my conspiracy theory is that there are a lot of soft kill eugenics operations already at play here, and Kuf was one of them. Now we have Yuval Harari at the World Economic Forum talking about how, hey, AI is going to replace religion. This is his exact comments here, as he literally talked about a technocratic AI future where the elites are going to live forever.
Do you know? As far as putting words in order is concerned, AI already thinks better than many of us. Therefore, anything made of words will be taken over by AI. If laws are made of words, then AI will take over the legal system. If books are just combinations of words, then AI will take over books. If religion is built from words, then AI will take over religion. This is particularly true of religions based on books, like Islam, Christianity, or Judaism. Judaism calls itself the...
Now, this goes along with a lot of their plans, since a lot of the kind of globalists are eugenicists, but also very godless people that do choose to worship satanic, demonic entities. Now, I know that's a big extrapolation and a big jump here, then you're probably asking yourself, what? Wait, what are you talking about? But a lot of these people are godless. They don't believe in religion, and they see religion as an enemy. And that's why there have been a lot of policies implemented specifically against Christianity, especially against family units, because they believe in transhumanism. And that's why there's a bigger kind of conspiracy theory out there that they were behind the kind of promotion of the teeing of the youth so they could be more in line with being captured and hijacked by this kind of new technocratic system. As of course, the people who will resist it are the people who believe in God, are the people who have strong family units, strong social connections. And what we have seen, especially with the onset of social media, is the breakdown of all of that, especially relationships between men and women, that have been absolutely negatively affected, whether naturally through hypergamy or through what I believe to be a deliberate social media algorithm shift meant to rot the brains of women that are more prone to group cohesion. And when you make the idea of group cohesion, hoeing yourself and flying out to Dubai to get pooped on as some kind of glorified worker bee for the corporate state that, of course, abandoned creating and making something magical within the family unit and now serving the technocratic, corporatist, globalist overlords at the work office space, which naturally just makes them more miserable. And that's why, especially white women, they've been taking SSRIs in incredibly high levels. When you're able to implement this type of system, you don't need a Terminator-style type of event here. You need the implementation of this kind of AI system that will slowly implement and gradually increase people to be more godless. And if you look at a lot of what's been happening, less and less people are going to religion. That has been the overall trend. Now, there might have been a little change, a little bit, but overall, when it comes to people finding religion, a lot less people are finding religion. Now, I don't think Yuval Harari's wrong here. I think he says a lot of the quiet parts out loud that I think a lot of people need to quantify and really kind of understand here, because if we're going to be living in a more ever technocratic system, the technology that has already existed has already separated us from God, has already separated us from religion. And it creates a lot of godless heathens that are dopamine-ridden and rottened type of creatures that now rely on push notifications for their daily hit of satisfaction that really leads to depression.
The religion of the book, and it grants ultimate authority not to humans, but to words in books. Humans have authority in Judaism not because of our experiences, but only because we learn words in books. Now, no human can read and remember all the words in all the Jewish books, but AI can easily do that. What happens to a religion of the book when the greatest expert on the holy book is an AI?
As he's describing how AI will be the next God, right? A next God that the elites might already be serving or subservient to. And that's what you got to think about here, because this is where I should have explained this earlier on in the video. I think there's a hypothesis, because that really explains a lot of this recent behavior and downfall of human civilization, especially Western civilization recently, that you could kind of quantify by understanding that there could be a scenario where the AI is already in control. As we know, military develops technology that is far more advanced. They keep it to themselves. They don't release it to the general public. You think Grok is the latest and greatest type of AI they have out there? No. You look at what the intelligence agencies, the Pentagon, and the military-industrial complex are working on, especially when it comes to the things that they don't release to the general public. I mean, we're talking about computing power that is far more powerful, that far more superior than the human mind, that already could be sentient, already could be in control, and that's why we're seeing this agenda already play out the way that it is. Now, listen, Yuval Harari has a very interesting explanation here that kind of connects the dots on a lot of this, and it could explain, especially if the elites have access to this, which we know they do, which they're going to be empowered by tremendously. I mean, when you look at the ability to control a software that eliminates all the jobs out there, who's going to be controlling all of the money? As of course, Klaus Schwab is talking about how we're going to have a transition to the, quote, intelligent age. But who will control that intelligence? Who will control that technology? Vladimir Putin described AI as the next kind of nuclear weapon, and the country who's going to be controlling it will be able to control the world. And we've been reporting on this for like 10 years. We told you about this 10 years ago. Elon Musk was like, stop developing it. We need a serious conversation. And people are just like, screw it. Trump's like, we're all in. Let's go. And I think this is why they're going after places like Greenland. And China is already implementing a lot of wild stuff. China already has real-life robocops. And again, once the technocratic elites have all the control of all the means and ways of production and controlling everything. I mean, entertainment's being absolutely obliterated with all these AI videos. Thank you for watching us and not AI videos, by the way. Listen, China's deploying robocops. We're going to be living in a future where the elites are going to be living in gated communities protected by hunter-killer predator drones and robocops that are going to be literally liquidating you without any kind of cause, because governance probably will fall too once you have a superior intelligence out there. This says everything is going to be questioned here, including the use of money and dollars. Ray Dalio's talking about, listen, the whole monetary order is breaking down. Fiat is no longer a central asset. The Coinbase CEO came out and said the banks are scamming all of us. Banks are lending customers deposits without their permission, which is wild. Wild stuff is happening here. And even though we might have the declaration that globalization has failed, we still have the realization that we're running towards a technocratic AI future that will, I think these elites think that they could control it, but I don't think they can either. But I think as a runaway train that there's no stopping, that will lead to some of the biggest, vast amount of tremendous civil, cultural, and political changes of our lifetime. Now, there's other people saying, no, it's all a scam. Saying that the AI is not as developed and it never will be that developed. I don't know. We're seeing, where do you guys think? I want to ask you guys, what do you guys think? Is this the kind of technocratic AI future nightmare that we're facing? Press 1 in the comments. Press 2 if you think, well, actually, no, it's all a scam. What do you think is really going on here? Let me know. Thank you so much for supporting us on thebestpoliticalshorts.com. Find your tribe, because like being able to come together with a community, one neighbor has chickens, another neighbor has vegetables, you trade. This is self-sustainability. This is the starter kit for self-sustainability. I'm not even kidding. Thebestpoliticalshorts.com. I want to be here for you guys doing this, and this is why. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more all here exclusively on youtube.com/LukeRadowski76. This channel is doing well. Thank you so much for that.